Hello and welcome to my Subnautica, my adventures. Well, we're going to go check out the underwater islands. If you've been watching any of my Subnautica videos lately, it's about each of the areas and just what's found there. And kind of a heads up and warning, if you understand or want to look up the Subnautica console commands, I do use a few of those during these videos, so I'm not having to worry about being eaten while I'm trying to show you an area. So I just want to give you that heads up ahead of time. I do use, as you see, the storage lockers are different than what you might see normally in game. I do use a few of the Nexus mods, and I try to just use the ones that make my gameplay better, and they do. So you can search in there and see what makes your life better, and you will get a set that you really like. One of the ones I like the best that works with these storage lockers is this item up here, but it doesn't work most of the time. You have to kill it and then restart it. One person said what you have to do is remove every instance of it, and sometimes if you'll put it in a different location, it'll work for just the time that you want to use it. So I've got another one here, so we need to delete that one. It's a really cool thing because we have the auto sorter, so we can transfer stuff just through this red one and it will wind up in the other lockers. So it is really cool. Now what this resource monitor is supposed to do is allow you to pull resources out of your lockers. I can give you a basic idea of how it works if it's not working. I have a small version and a very large version. But when this is working, it's pretty neat. Yeah, I don't think it's still working. But it shows you everything that's in your lockers, and you can extract them from this monitor when it's working. I'm trying to work with the developer on it to see if we can get it working, because when it's really great with the auto sorters. So get the auto sorters, the lockers that go with the auto sorters, and the resource monitor. And maybe it works for you. I do use VR. Maybe that has something to do with it. But there's others on the forum at Nexus that talking about it's not working for them either. It works about 10% of the time for me. And of course that's not good enough. But you know, until we can get that worked out. There's another Nexus mod that I really like, and that's the map. Let's see where we're currently at. It's an arrow where we're currently at. Yeah, we're way over here. And we're to the west. And this is the topographical, and you see it gives you your coordinates. So if you're trying to find a coordinate, you can keep coming back here to see if you're getting closer to your coordinate. Oop, I didn't mean to take that off yet, because what I also like, you can do it by area. We're going to go up to this brown area, which is the underwater islands. So we're going to go over there, and we're here, so we know we need to go kind of northeast and maybe a hair bit more east. And we have two bases. We have the underwater island base, and we also have a blood kelp base, which it's near the blood kelp, but officially it's still in underwater, but it's next to the blood kelp. So we're going to go to the underwater base, and we're going to stage from there, and then we're going to go out. And the blueprints for the Cyclops is over there. I have a beacon near the heat areas. So let's go to that location. We're going to take the Cyclops. Let's make sure because this would be bad if it wasn't, that our sea moth was in right now, and it is. It says there's a message on the radio. That's usually the warpers that make that coded message. But it could be many things, but probably the warpers. That's why I'm using a console command, so let's recenter in our VR, because I use VR. I don't want to have to worry about my equipment being destroyed and all of that while I'm trying to show you an area. So, but I tell you up front that yes, I'm using a few console commands to make sure we don't get destroyed. And see, we're in the mushroom tree area right now, and there's two bases in that direction, so that's why they're overshadowing each other. There's the other mushroom east base, and we're currently at the west base. So we're going to go over there. Kelp forest base. And no, that's the mushroom tree. So there's two over here. It's probably Mountain Island, yeah, where the big alien gun is, at Mountain Island. And if you have a question about what the alien gun is, don't worry about it. Continue your gameplay and you'll learn of what it is, or you can look it up. I don't like to reveal too much before you're ready. I don't want to give too many spoiler alerts. So we got 360 meters to the underwater island base, and that's where we're going. Now you see your bases from a far distance, so I think the map's close to like 6 miles or across, completely across or something like that. So we're just going to stage from this base. We'll take our sea moth, and each base has its own sea moth and its own exosuit. And we have solar panels on top of our sea moth and our Cyclops and our exosuit. The Cyclops, the exosuit, and the sea moth all have solar and thermal, and a lot of that's Nexus mods. So we're going to park over here, and you see it draws it as you get closer to it. So sometimes they look kind of weird.
Engine powering down.
So let's get rid of that, and let's get into our sea moth. I think we have a few materials. Let's come over here and get rid of them from one of those other resource monitors. And I transfer them in the auto sorter, and they show up and then they disappear because they go then into the storage lockers. Let's see if it's working. No, it's not working. It's part of the 10% when it's not working. If I keep deleting them and recreating them, they'll start to work. Another Nexus mod, if you can have these upgrade consoles. I have quite a few of those. So I can add additional modules, as you see there. More shields and energy and those kinds of things. It's whatever makes your gameplay better for you. That's the way it always should be. But you might just rather do it the way it's developed.
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online.
Now, like I said before, we have this map. Let's get to the map. And it'll tell us where we're at the map. We're at the bottom of the... nope, we're way down here. We're in the grass. So we have gone the wrong direction. So we need to go the other way. So that's what's good about this map. So I can go back to the left and go north. So that's what we need to do. We're in the wrong spot. Yeah, there it goes. I was wondering why my compass is not working. We need to kind of go northeast. We were headed in the wrong direction. So you got to see some of the grassy area. I should have known that because of the grass. But now we're going to go see our Cyclops is up there, and our base hasn't fully painted, or whatever you would call that. Re-rendered. Look at our map again. Now we're back into the underwater islands. Okay, so now let's do this. We got a little bonus. Looked at some areas that... got another wreck down here. Look at our map again. Yep, we are definitely in the underwater island area. And you see there is a data box. When these things will glow, and you definitely want those. And you can see I have already gotten the data box. Of course, and some of these creatures, even though you can set it to invisible, they can still see you and they still hit you. But again, that's why I did what I did with the console commands, because I don't want to have to worry about running. I'd rather show these things to you. And these are underwater islands because they're actually islands that are underwater. See, they have those air sacs, those glowing air sacs, and that's what makes them float. And we're constantly being attacked. And there's a drillable. Well, no, those are tubes. First I was thinking that was a drillable item. But be prepared for the sea monsters if you come here. It's not the safe shallows, and it's not as much of like the grassy and the kelp forest. It gets a little wild. So that's why I wanted to see, even with invisibility and no damage on, they're all over you. Yeah, with the Reapers, the invisibility doesn't work either. They can still see you. And they still come after you. And there's another item from the Nexus mods that I really like. And that's these water jugs. It gives you 100% water.
Vital signs stabilizing.
And I like those nutritional bars. But again, you can use the mods the way you want, or if you don't want to use them at all. That is strictly up to you and how you want to play. I like that you have those abilities to create a gameplay that works in your favor. I kind of like the creative mode, but with a not totally creative. See, with creative, you don't have to worry about water, you don't have to worry about food. Well, I want to worry about a few things. And that's why I do have to worry about water and food, and I have to worry about oxygen. And I think we're about to get out of our underwater island area. Let's see where we're at. Yep, we're starting to get up to the blood kelp area, so we need to go back south. See, this map is really awesome. I really like it. Because I can find out where I'm at. Now we can be constantly hit by it's a type of shark too. But it does get pretty deep here too. The deeper you go, the more chances for reapers. Like I said, be prepared. How you want to be prepared. I mean, I tell you up front that I am using some console commands because I want to be able to show you things and that I wouldn't be able to show you without having to run and repair and all this other stuff. Turn our lights on. Makes it a little bit easier. Looks like there's some caves down here that are being guarded. And there is a box that probably has some stuff in it. And the creature eggs. At my main base in the shallows, I have an alien containment unit that you can put the eggs in and they'll hatch. So go back and watch my first base building or my first base videos or the last base videos and you'll get to see some of those. And there is some very deep areas. We can use the sonar. Oops, wrong key. See if we can get back on our ship. Let's look at the sonar and see what this is doing. Looks like there's a cave, there's an entrance down here. It really helps you find them, like to the Lost River and things like that. Let's see, those creatures are relentless. They're after you constantly, and that's not what this video is about. So there's times you might not want them to try to eat you, and you might want to come down here and look around without them all over you. Now we're getting in parts of the game where it can be very deep. And you better have those depth modules because it will drive you crazy with crunching sounds when you get below your maximum depth. So they are pretty annoying. And I have invisibility and they're totally annoying. Yeah, there wasn't a lost cave. We will do some of the Lost River videos because I have some bases down there in the Lost River that I want to show you, and we'll do that in another video. Make sure we're not going to run into floating things. Yeah, I'll probably cut out a little bit of the first part where we were in the grassy area before we go, oops, we should be around the floating islands. So when I talk about, in the beginning we were in the grassy area, you might not see that because I might cut that out. Where you're only seeing the area of the floating islands. So it gets kind of crazy. So be prepared to be just totally ambushed all the time. But as you can tell, I was here. I got the data box and had to put up with some of these guys. And sometimes I use some of the console commands, and other times I don't. It's just what mood I'm in. There's an opening. Yeah, there's an opening into the side of wreckage there. But again, be prepared to have plenty of health items to help your health, because you're going to need them if you go without console commands. There's an open door. Go in there. But that's pretty much what we have here. Some of the things that you have to deal with, and some of the things that you can collect. In the next video, we'll probably do the blood kelp forest, and it's pretty much like this. I mean, dealing with the creatures and things that we have to deal with. See, there's a repair tool in that one, the blueprint. It is a fun game, and what's awesome to me about the mods is you can design the game how you want to play it. I don't think there's a mod to take the creatures completely out where they don't bother you. I think they still bother you. Even if you use some of the console commands, they're still going to bother you. couple of caves here. You got some bad guys in there. But either way, you're going to have to deal with them. With the no damage and invisibility, maybe you won't have to deal as much, but you still have to deal with them. And you can have multiple profiles, so you can have a profile where you can play a little more, and then you have a profile that's strictly the out of the box and have to deal with all the dangers and things like that. Other games that I play, I wish had the had multiple profiles. And we'll do more videos too, not just now. We'll do these same areas and at other times, and so if I miss something, maybe I catch it on the next time. And like with the blood kelps, we're probably on the edge of the blood kelp zone. Yep, we're right on the edge of it. You can tell because we're starting to see blood kelps. And at my main base, I even have taken some seeds off of that and planted those, and we have blood kelps in my garden. See, there's a blood kelp base, and we'll go there probably on the next video. And there's our Cyclops. And I like base building, so that's why you see all the bases that I have, like the Underwater Islands base. And I use nuclear and bioreactors, and this one probably has solar too, just because we're so close to the surface. Well, I appreciate you coming along. Make sure you look to the bottom right of the video and press that subscribe button. Doesn't cost you anything, and you get notified when I produce more of these videos. And eventually it'll help me out with YouTube. Underneath the video, you'll see ways to donate and become a sponsor of our channel. Please consider being a sponsor, because we need sponsors.
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online.
And underneath the video to the far left, you'll see our YouTube channel, GFM_RDG, where there's over 870 more videos to watch. And this is an all-in-one Nexus fabricator. It has all the other fabricators included, so it's pretty cool. Yeah, you have to back away from it for it to go back. I think we're about, on our bioreactor, we have a 26 of 300, so that one's going to have to be changed out pretty soon. So there's some of my other videos. We talk about the Cyclops, which Cyclops is pretty great. So until the next video, please come along and join us again. So thank you for watching. Goodbye.